Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews. Today, here we got the Wiley Roots Brewing Company. We did another one of their beers that Nate had sent me. Same kind of label. This is the Cinnamon Imperial. Something came in the mail for you today, but it is a Cinnamon Imperial Stout. The ABV on this is 11%, just like the last one. Both of them have a very similar label. But this is a cinnamon version of the Imperial. And we did the other one that he sent me from Wiley Roots. Not had anything up to date until he sent me these two from this brewery. And these guys are out of Greeley, Colorado. So let's see what this brings to the table. Final beer of the evening for me, 11%er. So I don't have the IBUs listed for here. Let's see if it's listed anywhere else. No, it's not. So we don't have the IBUs listed for this. Commercial description says Imperial Chocolate Stout with hazelnut, almond, and cinnamon. So I'm pretty sure the last one had hazelnut and almonds in it too, but it didn't have the cinnamon in it. So this is a different version of the, probably the same beer, same base beer, but they've added cinnamon to this one. So. And like I said, Nate sent this to me, and that's not all the paperwork that he sent with this. So let's see if he has anything different to say. The last one was a Coconut Imperial, and this is a Cinnamon Imperial. He says, no dates, brewery just started, bottling bought in late February or early March, right after release. So, a fairly new beer, and probably a fairly new brewery, I would guess. I'm not sure. But he bought it right after it was released, and I don't see any kind of dating on it. I'll look, but I'm pretty sure we couldn't find anything the last time on the beer. So, let's see what it brings to the table. And they've written all this stuff, Imperial Chocolate Stout with hazelnut, almond, and cinnamon, 11% alcohol by volume, 12.9 fluid ounces, and this says business at WileyRoots.com. There's room to put the IBUs on it, or a date on it. I'd rather see the date or a vintage rather than the IBUs on an Imperial Stout. It's not that critical, but they choose not to. So maybe they're wanting to use this label over and over and over again, so I don't know. That's the only reason I can think of why they do not print that on there, because sometimes if they brew it again next year, it may have a slightly different ABV, and they want to use that same label, but it's got the ABV on there, so if it does have a slightly different ABV, they can't use that label. They have to have another one approved, and that is a process. It's a painstaking process to get a new label approved. Pain in the Ross, as they say. So, I don't think there's anything else for me to talk about, so let's stop talking and start pouring. Yeah. Nice hiss. A little bit of smoke coming out of it. And when I pour this, I'll tell you the cheese is buttery, brie, Gouda Havarti Swiss. It says goes well with your chocolate dishes, of course. It's a stout and digestive. The meat is beef, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glass for the pint, Becker Nonic, tumbler mug, snifter. Oversized wine glass. I got my favorite snifter today, guys. It says here can be sold for a long period of time. I can't think of anything that you that would keep you from being able to sell this. No coffee or anything like that that's going to fade over time. So about a finger of head on that pour. Over to the light, there is none. It's pitch black like most Imperial stouts are. Let's get to the nose. Oh, very nice. Big time cinnamon. I'm getting the cinnamon. A little bit of nuttiness there from the hazelnut and the almonds. Smells very good. I'm actually getting a little bit of coconut on this. I don't know why I should, because I didn't introduce any of that in there. Maybe it's from the combination of the cinnamon and the nuts. I'm getting that. It does have a really nice nutty aroma. Smells pretty good. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Nate. Wow. Wow. There's just enough chocolate on this and just enough almonds and hazelnuts to make this taste like an Almond Joy. That's exactly what I'm tasting here. It's like an Almond Joy bar. That's pretty damn delicious. I was expecting the cinnamon to be overpowering everything, but it's not. They have done an exceptionally well job on this. I expected the cinnamon to be off the chain, and it's not. They've got just enough cinnamon in there to know there's some cinnamon in there, but it's got enough chocolate in there, and with the hazelnut and the almonds, it tastes like an Almond Joy. And maybe that's where I'm getting the coconut, because it has some of that in an Almond Joy. It has some coconut in there. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's a candy bar in a glass, guys. Very nice sweetness to the beer. I'm impressed. I'm a little more impressed with this one than the one we did a couple of days ago. The coconut version. This one seems to have a little more stuff going on in there with the chocolate and the nuttiness. And I swear I'm getting some coconut, and I know they've not introduced any coconut to this beer. Wow. It almost has like a sweet, fruity taste, like raspberries or something in there. Wow. I'm a little blown away by this. This has got an awesome taste, a great dessert beer. That tastes like a candy bar in a glass, I swear it does. Wow. Very impressive beer. I was afraid this thing was going to be a cinnamon bomb. The cinnamon was going to be overpowering everything, and it's not. Well, let's right out of the fridge. Let me let her taste it. I'm sure she's going to love this. And let's see where this one ends up. I'm very, very impressed with this. Alright guys, I'm back. Look at the lacing that's left on the glass. Very, very tasty. Like I said earlier, I was expecting the cinnamon to be overpowering everything in this beer, and it is not. Very balanced, very subtle cinnamon flavors to go with this beer. What's impressive to me is the chocolate and the nuttiness from the almonds and the hazelnut. And I'm getting some coconut, and the other half, that's the first thing she said when she drank it, coconut. There's no coconut been introduced to this beer. But with the nuttiness and the chocolate, we're getting some coconut in this beer. This tastes like an Almond Joy bar in the glass. That's exactly what I'm getting on this. And I'm getting a little bit of sweet raspberries on this beer too. So, very, very tasty. A very nice dessert beer. This, like I said earlier, this is a candy bar in a glass. The alcohol is super well hidden for a beer that's 11%. It is so sweet, and You could get into trouble drinking this in a bar or a brew pub. I don't know if it's distributed in kegs or not. I think it's a fairly small brewery. I don't know. Nate, you may want to comment on that, whether you've seen this on tap somewhere. But I think this is a little better than the coconut version that we did a couple of days ago. I swear I'm getting some sweet raspberries on the taste on this, along with the chocolate and the nuttiness. It tastes like an almond joy bar with a slight hint of some sweet raspberries in there. Very delicious, guys. Wow. Nate, if I could get this beer here, I would buy this beer. This is a very delicious beer. I'm more impressed with the cinnamon version than I was with the coconut version. I'm getting coconut on this and there's no coconut in it. What's up with that? Wow. Final chug. This is an excellent dessert beer. This could go well with some kind of chocolate dish or as your dessert. I mean, you could, like I said, this is a candy bar in a glass. You could drink this for your dessert if you're not having anything else to go with it. Very, very tasty. I enjoyed this. This is more impressive to me than the coconut version that they had out and then I reviewed a couple of days ago. This is a very impressive beer. As far as I'm concerned, guys, when I looked up everything, I couldn't find any scores on Rate Beer or Beer Advocate. Not enough people have commented on this beer. That just tells me it's probably a fairly small brewery. I don't know if they do any distribution whatsoever, or whether, and Nate doesn't tell me whether he bought it at the brewery or he bought it at the beer store. So, if it's distributed, I'd like to see a vintage on it or a bottled on date somewhere to let us know in case they've done it last year or they're going to do it again next year or whatever, how many different versions they're going to do. It doesn't list it as a retired beer. A lot of times they'll do these one and done and it's listed as retired pretty quick after that. But this doesn't have that. So very, very delicious beer, guys. As far as I'm concerned, the rating from me is going to be pretty impressive on this one. Probably a little bit better than the last one I did. I do think this is an A beer. And I'm going to grade it accordingly. I would like to see a little more information on it than what they're giving us, a vintage or a date, and maybe even the IBUs if they so choose to. I'm gonna give this 8 out of 10. Numeric rating on this, guys, I'm gonna give this a 94. It's almost to the A category. And if you say, "Oh my God, that's a 10 beer," I would not argue with that. It is pretty damn impressive. I enjoyed the hell out of this. This is very, very tasty. So that's where I'm going to put it. Oh man, that's delicious. That is a very tasty beer. I just wish they'd give us a little more information on the bottle than what they're doing. And like I told you earlier, Beer Advocate doesn't have a rating on it. I think only 2 people have commented on this beer. 1, 2. Yeah, and over to Beer Advocate, I think 3 have done that. 1, 2, 3. 3 people there and 2 people on the other one have commented on this beer. And Untapped has it at 4.18, which is their A minus, almost to their solid A category. And that's where I'm putting it because of the lack of information, the vintage or the bottle on date on this. And we'd like to see the IBUs. That's just me. Some people don't give a rat's ass. I want to see that. Give us the bottle on date or the vintage on this style of beer. Month would help because that let us know whether it was done in January, July, or December of that year. So we know how old the beer is, or vintage if you so choose on an Imperial Stout. But I would like to see a little more information from these guys on that. And if I'd seen it was done, if they had a bottled on date on it, they would have probably got the 9 out of 10 on this. So I did enjoy this. It's a very tasty beer. I would buy this beer if I could get it here. So if you've had this one from Wiley Roots Brewing Company, This is their Cinnamon Imperial. Something came in the mail for you today. And I get that all the time. I get all kind of, something came in the mail for me, and it's a beer package. Oh yeah! So, very tasty beer, guys. If you can get your hands on this beer and you're into the dessert type Imperial stouts, this is an excellent beer. Very, very tasty. Alright, well, guys, that wraps it up. If you had it, let me know what you think, and come on back tomorrow. Let's see what we can dig out of the fridge. See you then.